Hey, welcome into another episode of Get to Know Your Angels player profile here on Halos in the Infield. And this year's 60th year anniversary, the Angels overlooked a lot of their great players from past seasons and who they did not honor on this year's 60th year anniversary of Angels baseball in general. So that's where we're going to pick up the slack for the Angels here on Halos in the Infield. And today's featured player is the one, the only, Wally World himself, Wally Joyner. Born June 16, 1962, Wallace Keith Joyner, better known as Wally Joyner, grew up in Stone Mountain, Georgia, which is a suburb just outside of Atlanta, where he attended Redding High School in Atlanta. There where he started in baseball and got a college scholarship to Brigham Young University in Utah, which he starred and was also selected in the 1983 MLB draft by your California Angels as a third-round compensation pick for the New York Yankees, who acquired Don Baylor that season. His second season in the minors, Wally Joyner was really stuck in one position, and that was neutral. He went to winter ball with the Marquez Indians in the Puerto Rican Professional Baseball League as a fundamental improvement to help out the slugger. The then third base coach Jose Manuel Morales forced him to use power weight training and modify the posture in the batting cage, so he began to develop upper body strength. He consequently was turned into a slap-the-ball hitter, into the top hitter in Puerto Rico's Winter League in the 85-86 season, winning their triple crown with a batting average of .356, 14 home runs, and 48 RBIs in just 54 games played. Now, when he was called up into the 1986 California Angels team, we all know what kind of team that was. It was fully stacked, and Wally Joyner was a big part of it. During his rookie season in the MLB with the California Angels, Joyner became an instant fan favorite and briefly inspired the sensation of Anaheim Stadium that was called Wally World, which was named after the Wally World theme park from National Lampoon's Vacation that same year. As we start to talk about his Major League Baseball career and how it got started with the California Angels at the age of 24 in 1986, with that historic season when the Angels went all the way to the ALCS, we must talk about that batting stance that he developed in the Puerto Rico League. As we all know, Rod Carew had retired in 1985 and they needed a first baseman. Wally Joyner was perfect with that stance. He kind of mirrored Tony Gwynn and Rod Carew's batting stance as a slap-the-ball hitter and occasional power if you ran the ball inside on him. Not projected to do the things he did in the first couple seasons. As you know, the Angels got to the ALCS like we talked about, and in '87 they finished just one game behind the Royals to go back to the playoffs again, and he was a big part of it. So let's get into the stats. At the age of 24 in his first ever season, runner-up of Rookie of the Year, went to an All-Star game as well as a starter as a rookie. In 154 games, he had 593 at-bats, 82 runs scored, 172 hits, 27 doubles, 3 triples, 22 home runs, and 100 RBIs with a batting average of .290 and an on-base percentage of .348. Not bad for a rookie and a hell of a way to start your career at first base, and that's why he became a fan favorite. He was young, he was a power hitter, and he was just good at what he did. So then 87 followed it up after the disappointing ending to 86. A lot of people forget the Angels were just one game away from reaching the postseason the following season, and in that season he had 149 games played. He scored 100 runs in 564 at-bats, 161 more hits, 33 doubles this time, 34 home runs, and 117 RBIs. He would never hit that many home runs in the rest of his career or drive in that many RBIs. That was it for him. He also had 72 walks, a .285 batting average, and a .366 on-base percentage. At this point, you would think in the first 2 seasons of Wally Joyner's career, you would think this guy's on his way to be a Hall of Famer or just a big power hitter and a legend for the Angels. Well, he was a legend for the Angels in the years that he played with the Angels, but when you think about it, his numbers fell off as far as power and RBIs for the next few years. His batting stance would actually change. In the following year, in 1988, he had 597 at-bats. He's had a career high to that point of 176 hits, 31 doubles, which he almost copied from the year before, but he only had 13 home runs, so a big drop-off of 21 home runs down to 13 the following year, and 85 RBIs, a drop-off of 32 RBIs. He still had 55 walks, he still had a good batting average of .295 and an on-base percentage of .356, but the power numbers were notably gone. And then in 1989, Wally Joyner followed that up with 167 hits, 78 runs scored, 16 home runs, 79 RBIs. Again, a 282 batting average, a 335 on-base percentage. Not bad. In 1990, though, he had some injury problems and only played half a season, 83 games to be exact. He only had 8 home runs, 41 RBIs, a 268 batting average, and a 350 on-base percentage. In 1991, Wally Joyner came back with 21 home runs, 96 RBIs, a 301 batting average, his best batting average to date, and a 360 on-base percentage. His batting stance had clearly changed, and he went back to a traditional slap-the-ball hitter and did not have the power that he used to have with the Angels prior to this. With that being said, though, his career was over with the Angels as he would sign with the Kansas City Royals in 1992, where he had just 9 home runs and 66 RBIs in that tough Kauffman Stadium and hot, humid air with that AstroTurf, batting only .269. His walks were always on point between 55 and 60 for a season. His strikeouts were always low, and he worked counts and got hits, but his power numbers were just not there. So at the age of 31 in 1993, he played 141 games, had 15 home runs, 65 RBIs, a .292 average. He also followed that up in 94 with 8 home runs and 57 RBIs and a .311 batting average with the Kansas City Royals. And then in 1995, his final year with the Royals, he had 12 home runs, 83 RBIs, a .310 average before being traded to the San Diego Padres for Bip Roberts. Yes, Bip Roberts. And up until this point, when he got to the Padres, he had been a great defender, anchoring first base with the Angels and with the Royals, and continued to do so in the National League with the San Diego Padres, where he had 8 home runs and 65 RBIs and a .277 average in 96. As the Padres continued to build something, he was becoming a veteran at this time, now at the age of 35. The following year, he had 13 home runs, 83 RBIs, not bad, his best batting average of all time at this time, and that's because he had Tony Gwynn and a bunch of other hitters in that lineup for the Padres. He batted .327 with an on-base percentage of .390. That is hella good. So after that, with the Padres in 1998, that would be the infamous team that got all the way to the pennant, which was stacked with guys like Kevin Brown, Ken Caminiti, Tony Gwynn, Greg Vaughn, a lot of good casting characters on that San Diego Padres team. He had 12 home runs, 80 RBIs, .298 average, a .370 on-base percentage, but the Padres would get swept by the eventual World Series champion New York Yankees, who were a juggernaut, unfortunately, at that time period. It seemed that was the last great season that Wally Joyner had, because in 1999, he had only 5 home runs, 43 RBIs in just 110 games played. A little bit of injuries. He's getting up there in age, .248 average as his season was dwindling down. He went to Atlanta the following year, had 5 home runs, 32 RBIs, a .281 average, before coming back to the Anaheim Angels just 1 year shy of the 2002 season. Had he been able to play just one more season and somehow hang on to that bench, Wally Joyner would have got a World Series title with the Angels. Instead, he played just 53 games in that 2001 season and had 3 home runs, 14 RBIs with a .243 batting average. Wally Joyner would finish his career with a career batting average of .289, 204 home runs, and 1,106 RBIs driven in. Most Angel fans in the end remember Wally Joyner for those first few seasons with the California Angels, where he just tore it up and he was the talk of the town, where he was the AL runner-up for Rookie of the Year. He helped the Angels get deep into the postseason and almost to the postseason the following year, where he just mashed a lot of home runs and was a fun player to watch and was a fan favorite, always signing autographs, inspiring Wally World in right field, which was basically back then the Trout Farm of right field pavilion, which later began to be Hideki Matsui land. After Wally's career was over in Major League Baseball as far as a player, he began to be a hitting instructor for several teams, including the Detroit Tigers, which he resigned from just a few seasons ago to become a motivational speaker and also take care of his big horse farm that he has up there in Utah. This has been another Get to Know Your Angels player profile here on Halos in the Infield.